talk about the games that you should win, and a lot of times are tougher than the average person might expect. They stayed right with you at the end, at least.
Absolutely, no quit. It's I thought a couple turning points of the game. Certainly that 5-on-3 kill. That could have been 1-0. So we were able to kill that. I felt our 5-on-5 game became better after we killed that, and the first goal was important as well. So second period, I thought we dominated, and the chances were, I think 14-5. I think we had them after just that second period alone. So it was nice to build the lead, but I thought we sat back a little bit too much in the third. Consequently, we took some penalties, and they weren't great penalties, more on the undisciplined side, and we let them back in the hockey game. But, we buckled down that last 5 minutes and sealed the deal.
And you did have a bunch of penalties. You did kill off that 5-on-3. They scored on one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. When they had two full extended, 5-on-3s tonight. So I thought the call on Stevenson was a little ticky-tack, but when they call him, what are you going to do? You got to kill him off. So we'll take the 2 points and move on because, like you said, it's one of those games where, you got the last place team coming in, and it's never easy, but we needed that one for sure.
6 in a row, you got home points that you had to get here.
Yeah, well, absolutely, because now we got 10 left and only 3 at home. So the home cooking's been real good for us here most recently, and now we're going to have to go win some road games. And from what I hear, no help tonight. So the only thing we can do is control our own destiny in terms of winning hockey games. So I'm hoping 95 points will get us in this year. Now that we've won a bunch in a row, it's not quite as difficult to get to maybe that 95-point range with 10 to play. So we just got to take it one game at a time and continue winning hockey games.
It's his first pro point tonight. You had to make the decision to put him in there with injuries right now. What have you seen out of his game that you like?
He's been excellent. 6'4" center that can win some draws. Seems to be real good in his D zone coverage, and I felt a little bit of chemistry with Verona and Barber last time they played, and again tonight. I thought they were our best line. Now, they didn't get much of a rhythm going because of the penalties, power play, PK tonight. But I thought 5-on-5 they were our best line. So unfortunately, you can't make the trip to St. John's because of immigration. But there's certainly some regulars that's going to have to be very, very careful here because we got Walker playing at a position, and I like Gustafson up the middle as a center. So we'll just see what takes place here when we're in St. John's. Sill's going to be back, so at least we'll have 3 natural centers in St. John's, and then Walks will continue to play center as well, and then we'll reevaluate for next weekend once we get back, and Gustafson will be available once we get back to Hershey there next week.
What's been the difference for you guys at home, especially recently?
Well, I just think, we've been playing some urgent hockey for the most part here for a long time. It started way back when we went to Providence for 2 and hit Bridgeport on the way back on that Sunday. And, we didn't win that week, but we certainly got a much-needed win in Providence on that Saturday night, or we could have been 8 back in the playoff hunt. So that kind of kept it at 4. And, we've really kind of been on a roll since then, but certainly bringing Gilbert in, that weekend to solidify our top 4, and Copley's been great as we've seen tonight in those 5-on-3s. So, we've got much better depth right now as well. So that makes us a better hockey team. Back in January when you have Louis out and Ness out and Bowie injured, we were plucking PTOs from Toledo and Manchester, and I think we used 5 PTOs this year on the back end alone. So, but now you start acting that Bachman's a nice player. I thought he was real good tonight again. And, you got Siegenthaler as an option, and Bowie's back. So our defense is just that much better. And we've had our forward depth all year, but your goaltending and defense is going to win championships for you. I don't care how much skill you get up front, and I love our D right now.
How do you kind of work in when you're adding pieces and getting guys back from injury without kind of disrupting the momentum you're building?
Well, it's not easy because they're all good players, but at the end of the day, we have no room to maneuver in terms of giving guys let's give him a chance. We put Bachman in. The trade was made for Dietz because we wanted 4 legit lefties and 4 legit righties, and Siegenthaler has been a bonus, and we'll get him in this weekend in St. John's. With Nestor not making the trip. So, but we've got Siegenthaler and Bachman, and we can't forget about Williams either, who's had a real nice season as a rookie. But you've got a Bowie back, and he's a second-year player that's been through the wars with us right to the Calder Cup final, and Willie's just going to have to wait his turn and keep working hard, and we'll try and get him in. But at the end of the day, we got to win some hockey games here in the next 10.
Are you expecting to lose a forward to Washington? And if you do, are you not as worried as you would have used to have been now that you have so much depth up front?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Gustafson won't make the trip because of immigration. We're going to lose a forward here tomorrow. So, I'm actually going to be talking to the Caps here after this interview to find out which forward they want. So they'll be taking a guy tomorrow. But we know Liam O'Brien's healthy scratching and Gaisley's ready to play. So, and those 2 guys were big parts of our team last year. And Liam's had a real nice season. So as good as Paul Carey's been, and I'm predicting that he's probably going to be the guy, just based on salary cap situation. We'll get Liam in there, and Gaisley, he might see some action this weekend as well.
This is not the first time you have faced a road schedule like this at the end of the season. What have you taken out over the years that you'll apply to this that you may have learned over the course of time?
I mean, I think you just go into each building and, like this weekend, you're in there for 2 and you try to get the first one. And then if you get the second one, it's a bonus. Obviously, if you don't get the first one, then you've got to really respond. And we've seen that, for example, in Providence when we lost the first one 4-3 and we responded with a 4-0 game the next night. So that's really all you can do. And then the following weekend, you just got to, just keep playing good hockey, in terms of playing the right way, because it's never easy on the road. But we've got 7 road games here, so and only 3 home, and the 3 home are pretty. We're talking Providence, Bridgeport, and Lehigh Valley. So, but we got to just worry one game at a time here. So we'll go in. There's a reason why we're flying to St. John's early, so we can practice Friday. Guys get well rested, and we got to go and get that 2 points on Saturday. Yeah, we're flying out tomorrow, and we'll practice Friday, and then we got Saturday, Sunday games.
Last time you'll make this trip to St. John's, this is probably one of the tougher trips, or if not the toughest trip to make in the AHL. How do you make sure that you stay fresh with how long a trip it is, and then how long you're up there? Time zone, I don't know how much change you have, but since it's an hour earlier, too.
Well, I think that and that's why we've kind of redid it this year. I mean, we've been able, fortunately, in my previous 2 years, we were able to get the split both times, and that's ideal. You'd love to get the 2, but the split would be you'd come home happy. But we talked about getting up there early, and that's why we're flying up tomorrow, which gives the guys a chance to get used to that hour and a half times change, and so that means practice Friday and then get going Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday is a full travel day. It's not a good day, but we'll give the guys Tuesday off as well, and then that still gives us 2 practices before we face Hartford on that Friday night there. So, so we're trying a couple different things. Certainly, the travel up there early is something new for us in the organization, but hopefully they'll give us the edge for the weekend. Okay, thank you.